Hey, welcome back to another video about chakras. I'm Jordan and I help people expand their minds and get in touch with their spirituality and their health and put it all together. So today we're going to be talking about Solar Plexus Chakra, which is located right above the diaphragm in the solar plexus, and it's associated with the color yellow. It's really like the yellow sun of all the chakras. It's like when you think of the feeling that you have when you sit under the sun, it just makes you feel so good and filled up and like a ray of freaking sunshine. Now, so it's kind of like that. Solar plexus is all about confidence and really breaking your fears and being just confident about who you are and how you go about this life. It's all about realizing your personal intentions in life and doing them, and be feeling motivated, and it's like your driving force to just do and drive and go. And that's why when you're running, you don't necessarily just think about it like your chest forward. You think about it like your solar plexus is driving you forward. It's pulling you forward. It's where our focus comes from, our making decision power and willpower, and your values, virtues, I would say personal opinions too, because that has to do with being confident in what you're saying to someone. So if you have a really lax personal opinion, then or you're just very wishy-washy and just very passive-aggressive, then that could be a solar plexus issue. But also confidence and self-esteem and your sense of self-discipline and really feeling good about yourself and holding yourself to your convictions and the things that you said you were going to do, but you still haven't done them. And one really big component about solar plexus to me is its connection to, I know I mentioned willpower, but like your connection to your third eye. And I briefly touched on my third eye in my other video. I'll get to it more in detail, but third eye is like there's an element of clairvoyancy there, and so intuition and third eye and solar plexus kind of play together, because the solar plexus is also where intuition comes in through third eye, and like I say, they act together. And so like when you say you've got a real gut feeling about something, that's in your solar plexus, and you're feeling like, I just have a funny feeling about this, and that feeling is right around there. And that's also where when people feel anxiety and it's kind of up in their upper abdomen region in their gut, and they just feel not great when they have that, anxiety feeling sets in. Maybe they're triggered by something. That's also solar plexus, and maybe you're being put in a situation where you're completely thrown out of confidence. So that's really where that plays in. It's all connected. How you might know that you're like really out of balance and out of alignment in your solar plexus, so many different ways that you could know would be whether you seek excessive control and authority over your environment. That could be being manipulative, or maybe you're too confident, or which can turn into having a real chip on your shoulder and even coming across really arrogant, or feeling helpless and just not taking any responsibility for your actions or for all the responsibilities that you need to do, or and like that's why I'm kind of bouncing back and forth, because you can be out of alignment either way. Maybe you don't have a weak solar plexus, maybe it's overactive. So there, you could be weak or too strong, but either way, it's out of alignment. And so, like, misusing your power, even in being manipulative, is an out of alignment for solar plexus, because you want all of your chakras to be balanced. You don't just want them to be as strong as humanly possible, because that's not balance. You want balance between all seven. You don't want one to be your strongest chakra. Yeah, we have one that's a little bit more just fits into your personality than the other ones, but you don't want to have one. But anytime you have symptoms where a chakra is really overactive, it just kind of plays into negative qualities rather than anything. Also, lack of direction or purpose, or not really just having this ability to actualize any of your plans and make them happen. Like, you're just sitting there stagnant, not really doing a whole lot. Maybe you're a burnout. Maybe you just smoke weed all the time and don't really do anything with your life. It's pretty inactive solar plexus. You're in stasis. You're not doing anything. You're just going through the motions, and you're not really going anywhere in life. And somebody could be like that for years and have just the most unblocked solar plexus, or the most blocked solar plexus ever. But if they're not going anywhere, then it's like something that's coming to me right now of a metaphor that's kind of like that. It's like, if they're not going anywhere, then you're not letting the sun shine in your life, then your life's just going to feel really dark and dismal and drab and dull, because you're not really living with confident center and really letting yourself shine. That's what it's all about. That's what a solar plexus strength is all about, is really letting your light shine. Like, we're, they say we're beings of light on this earth, having a human experience, and your energy. So shine. And don't be afraid to outshine somebody else, because the sun doesn't give a crap if it blinds anyone. That's it. Just be you, and don't care about what anybody else thinks. That just really just grab onto who you are and let it shine. That's what a solar plexus is all about. Other physical signs that are associated with this, to do with blockages or anything. If anything's coming up in your liver or kidney or pancreas, gastric problems, or digestive issues, that's all upper abdominal, and it's all organs and digestive organs. So if you're ever having digestive problems, that could mean that you've had a weak solar plexus chakra for so long that now it's starting to manifest itself into your physical body. Just like I've said before, that like with root kind of thing, where if, you know, you've got a blockage that's so much starting to have leg problems. It's kind of like not taking care of a tense muscle for so long that eventually it turns into really, really deep roots or knots. Now, if you really want to get into healing your own solar plexus chakra yourself, let alone going and seeing a Reiki therapist or something, to you can do dancing or upper abdominal and mid-back exercises, or boat pose in yoga, or really if you look up any yoga series and just search like solar plexus yoga, you can find really great chakra yoga that is so good for your chakras. And I advocate that all day long, because to me, I was just blown away when I discovered that that there's not just simply your conventional types of yoga, which are flow and hatha and yin and whichever. But when I really started learning about chakras, I found out that there's different yoga poses depending on the body or the fold over or whatever it does, that you're working different body parts that are associated with the different chakras, so that you could have a whole yoga series that's the solar plexus yoga, that's all about pushing your abdominals out and working your abdominals and holding poses with your abs and different things that really help connect to your solar plexus. And also, as just to me, physical exercise is so important too. And when you do, something happens when you really get into exercise and you work out. So you get into doing it every day, and you're doing it, and you're building momentum. The momentum itself is connected to solar plexus, but what happens is you're building momentum, you're building confidence in what you're doing, and eventually you feel that much better about what you're doing. You feel better about going every day, you feel better about getting up and doing yoga, or going for that run, or going to the gym. Eventually, after maybe a few weeks or a couple months of doing it, you feel like you're just on top of the world about it. So you get exercising more, and you get doing things more, whether it's whatever your thing is. Maybe you like to do gymnastics. Maybe you really like skating or dancing, or it really doesn't matter at this point. Doing exercise to build your confidence for solar plexus means you could literally do pretty much anything that you just absolutely love that's going to build your confidence. So on the one hand, yes, doing abdominal exercises and mid-back exercises literally are good for solar plexus in that area, or solar plexus yoga. But I really want to stress that it doesn't matter what you're doesn't matter what you're doing, that if you're doing something that's building your confidence and making you feel good about yourself, then it is working on your solar plexus. Because the point is you're doing it and you're building momentum and you're feeling better about it. And whether that's just starts as going for walks, or maybe it starts as going for taking your dog for a run a couple days a week, and it just builds, and after a while you're starting to feel better about running, and then after a while you're thinking, well, maybe I'm going to get into a little bit more physical activity, and then you start becoming a little bit more active in general. And then after a while, you've picked up momentum and you've gained all kinds of confidence in who you are. And that's just a wonderful thing to have that confidence in who I am. How lovely. And also, really sitting down and planning out your path. Sitting down and thinking, where am I going? To steer the direction a little bit more over to self-work type things. Sitting down and thinking, where am I going? Where do I want to go in this life? What do I want to do? And what really drives me and makes me passionate? What am I passionate about? All of these things and questions are maybe things that will turn up as shadow work when you start really, really working on that, because some of those questions are not easy to ask ourselves at all. So before you sit down and ask yourselves those questions, sometimes it's easier just to do binaural beats and listen to solar plexus sound baths, and even get into yellow light color therapy, where we do meditations where you just imagine yourself in glowing yellow light and just really feel like it's radiating out of you. I'll do a solar plexus meditation after this too. But those are ways that you can really help just work on that yourself and connect to it yourself. And even if, like I say, even if you're not ready to sit down and ask yourself the hard questions yet, you can do those things that just connect you to the color yellow and the sun within yourself. And like even just wearing yellow, wearing it in your accessories, your clothing, and tell yourself, I'm doing this with intention. Or decorate with yellow. Paint your walls yellow if that's what suits you. Or, you're a girl and you really like that yellow sundress, so buy it and just let that shine, or maybe you're really into scarves, so you just get a red scarf, and it's just a really easy way to accessorize, rather than, maybe you're somebody that that doesn't wear a lot of yellow, but you can decorate with it too. But that's a good segue. If you're not somebody who wears that type of color, sometimes the best growth is forcing yourself to do it. Like I found for a long time I hated the color blue, and then I realized as I was starting to open my eye and open up more, I started to realize that I was really liking the color blue in my life. And the same thing happened with yellow, actually, too. I was feeling like for a long time I never wore any yellow. I never had any yellow in my house. I didn't really do a lot of anything that was yellow, and which is funny. I mean, we think to ourselves, yeah, some of us just have those colors that are our favorite colors. But then, did you ever think that there's that one color that you just never really been into? Maybe that's something deeper. Anyway, since I started getting into it more, I started really just embracing it more in different ways. You can also eat it. There's a lot of really great ways that help, because at the end of the day, a lot of those yellow things are fibrous fruits and vegetables that are really good for your digestive system, which connects to your physical body. Sunflower seeds, eating pineapple, yellow peppers, mangoes, lemons, like putting lemon in your tea, or even lemon water is connecting to that. Or squash, oats even actually work too, or rice or apples. Like if you get yellow apples, that works. Or no, I can't think of anything of the yellow foods. But crystals too. That's a lemon. Citrine. I really like citrine. It's good if you put it on your necklace or put it somewhere or put it in the right hand corner of your home to bring positivity into your environment or to yourself. And it's just really great in general. Citrine's awesome for bringing abundance into your life. Or also yellow calcite or tiger's eye. Tiger's eye is such a good one because it's also one of those stones that helps with Mercury retrograde, which is associated with the movement because it's, you know, the god Mercury and Hermes and movement. So Mercury really halts our movement and our plans and things like that. And we actually just finished Mercury retrograde today. So this is a really divine timing that I'm doing this video today. So yes, doing anything that works your solar plexus is like combating Mercury retrograde, and especially now that Mercury retrograde just ended, this work is so important to do, and this self-work would be really, 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 really important to do and to focus on, even if you just spend the next few days thinking about any of those things and elements that I've just talked about, or just saying to yourself affirmations. My will and my divine are one, or I'm confident and worthy of sure of myself, I'm worthy, I'm at peace with myself, I accept myself, I'm fearless, I'm a powerful warrior. You can say those things 50 times all day to yourself. But it's all about how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself. Self-care is endless. And we're constantly working on it. That's why it's called self-care. But I hope that this was good for everybody watching, for anybody that picked up anything out of it. Throw a like down there, or comment in the comment section. Subscribe if you didn't already, if you liked it. Just have a fantastic, fabulous Tuesday, and I hope that everybody gets a little bit better at moving forward. Thanks, guys. Peace.